Do you guys remember video shops like 20 years ago having the adult porno section?
100% yes.
Right?
Not from my own experience, obviously.
Yeah, okay. I haven't imagined that, hey? Yeah.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Because I've been
100%.
thinking about all day. Because I was like, I swear. wait. Are you in a video shop or an adult store right now? Welcome to That BJ Show, episode 2. The name that's as entertaining as watching two Vincent street hookers fight over the last methadone dose.
Sure is.
I'm Ben.
I'm Jay.
And with us today, guys, we have Mr. Sean Allen. Big Shawnee, as he's known in some areas around Townsville. Palaranda.
Big Shawnee.
Big Shawnee.
Yeah.
Exercise physio, CrossFit Coach extraordinaire, all-round rad dude.
Yeah.
Jumping on. Second podcast and first guest, actually, today.
Yes, 100%.
You
First
are
guest.
the official first guest on That BJ Show podcast.
Very
Welcome.
honoured. Thank you.
Thank God you have a handsome head because you're covering our sign.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So it's all right. No, keep it there.
No, it's a good
Keep it there.
sign.
It's all good.
That's
Keep it
okay.
there. Keep
Cool.
it there. It's all good.
It's a good sign. No.
like
Well,
it.
welcome to the show, Shauno.
you.
Shawnee, however you want to pronounce it. Is it Shawnee
Whatever
or
you
Shauno?
want. Anything.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Whatever,
welcome. This is obviously, like Ben said, our second episode, and we're kicking it off. Obviously, last episode was episode number 1.
Yeah.
You know, apparently number 2 comes after number 1.
Apparently,
yeah.
I wasn't good at maths. I was in maths A.
Numerical order.
Yeah, no, it is. I don't actually know you, so
Neither do I.
No.
We found him
I
outside.
only got
Yeah.
asked to come on here today.
Yeah,
so it's
no.
not
So we'll get to know a little bit about you in a second, so that the lovely listeners who are listening can get to know a little bit about you. For those who can't see, if you're listening on any of our Apple Music, Google Pod, what are you laughing at?
I can't remember all those podcast platforms. So
You can't?
I'm so happy you can.
I can remember we've got the main ones obviously are Apple, Spotify,
Yeah.
Google, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and there's one other one, but I can't remember that one.
We'll come back to that.
We
come
will.
back to that soon.
We will. But anyway, it's if you can't see us because you're listening to one of them, obviously you can go over to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe there to see our beautiful average faces.
Mm-hmm.
But this lad here has a nice face. We don't.
Just how do you describe Shawnee? 6 foot, handsome.
Are we going to do one of
That
those?
2 o'clock
6 foot is generous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6
I'm
foot,
5'10".
generous.
Are we going to do one of those like
120 kilos, ripped.
Yeah, we're going to do one of those dating app descriptions of him again, aren't we?
Yeah,
like we did for
We'd
our.
have to do one for us too.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Cool.
I'm very curious how you describe me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We'll get off-show Roscoe over here to.
I'll show Roscoe.
Off-show Roscoe. Say hi, Roscoe. There he is.
Yeah, that's
He's
him.
over there.
That's him. That's him.
At various times today, he'll be probably taking off his clothes over there in the corner, trying to distract us. Over in the kitchen, cooking some kebabs for later on. So happy to have Off-show Roscoe here for us today.
Off-show Roscoe. Thanks
Off-show
for coming
Roscoe.
on. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Well, we'll get to know you a little bit more in a second, Shauno. But thank you for everyone. Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit parched today. For some reason, I've got this phlegm going in my throat.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. Love it. So good for a podcast. It's really good for
It
singing.
just adds that rugged, handsome, husky voice.
Oh,
You know?
You're complimenting me. That's nice.
Yeah,
Thank
I've got
you.
to make
I appreciate
the
it.
best out of a bad situation. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't shave today. So
No, I did.
you did. Yeah. I see
Shawnee's got
that.
a little bit of a growth happening too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for everyone for listening to the episode 1 2 weeks ago when this is released. It was really, really good. We had a lot of good feedback from so many different people.
Good and random feedback too. Random discussion points that people
Yeah.
want to talk about.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So many awesome discussions. But yeah, I mean, no dick pics.
No dick pics.
I'm actually surprised.
I'm surprised but relieved.
Relieved
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm surprised but relieved.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, but what else is there to say about the episode 1? It went really well. Release date was awesome. Obviously a little bit a rocky start, but that's normal because any content that you do online is always a little bit rocky at the start.
Yeah.
And so
you learn from those little
Exactly. And I felt like we had a pretty good podcast for the first episode. So I'm proud of it. And
definitely, yeah,
100%. And actually, there was a quote I was listening to a live stream today. a video from one of my mates here in Townsville. Shout out to Luan. He did a video where he said he was quoting Pat Patterson when he was doing he's doing lyric writing. In Pat Patterson's book. It says I'm paraphrasing the quote he said, but basically it was you've got to be shit at things to get better. This is paraphrasing.
Yeah. That's because pretty brutal too, but I agree.
You have to be shit at doing things because the shit is the manure that will fertilize your growth and fertilize your potential.
Let's just have a moment to think about that. Everyone just have 5 seconds to really take that in.
All right, ready? Minute of silence?
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's enough, yeah. That's deep, actually.
Yeah, no, it's actually a really, really good quote. And no, I really took that on board because, I mean, not that our last episode last week was shit, although it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I'm really happy with it. So, yeah, no, it's good.
Absolutely, man, for sure. Yeah, like I had no negative feedback at all.
No negative. No, it was great.
Like I said, a lot of the DMs and just messages I got of what people would love to see more of or hear more of, or guests that they'd love to get on, or topics or whatever has been fantastic. So
yeah, exactly.
For some reason a lot of people wanted to hear more about diarrhea and diarrhea jokes. I think the tip of the week was
a good tip of the week.
Don't sneeze if you've got diarrhea, or cough if you've got diarrhea or something. And people really related to that for some reason.
Yeah, it was good. Did you like that off-show Roscoe?
Yeah, it
was a good tip. Yeah. Did you have to put that in practice?
Definitely.
Shit. Literally.
So people were really lapping up some of the random moments of it.
Good. That's good. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for everyone who did give the feedback. Keep it coming. Keep the comments coming on YouTube, on every social media platform, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, and all them. Or even reviews on Apple Music, especially on Spotify, on Google Podcast, everything like that. If you want to leave any feedback on there, hopefully positive, thank you. But if you have any negative feedback at all, or of anything, just send us the dick pics and that negative feedback. Please, and no.
You're probably going to get one now that you raise that.
Yeah. Shawnee's just writing a note on his phone, send dick pic to...
Unsolicited, obviously.
Yeah. If we recognise the dick pic, I'd be asking questions, but we hopefully won't. Not this time. So,
yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Anyhow.
Anyway.
How's everyone's New Year's been going? What's been happening?
Heaps, man.
Heaps.
I've been up to absolutely shitloads of work. Yeah. No pun intended, because it didn't have anything to do with the tip of the week last week.
Yeah. Good phrasing though.
But no, a lot of. Actually, I've had a lot of work to do. But I've also been taking care of my daughter a lot too, because the out of school care hasn't been running over the Christmas period, obviously. So, and because she goes to school, she doesn't go to daycare. There's 2 weeks where she wasn't there, so I took care of her the days that I had her, because I have her half of the week. And so that was actually quite cool. So I was very busy with work as well outside of that, doing the photography stuff. Constantly working, but it was good. It was really, really fun to just spend more time with my daughter over the New Year's.
That's interesting. Is that everywhere that they shut down, like school care?
Not everywhere, but my out of school care for my daughter did close down for 2 weeks, and which is fair enough, to be honest, because everyone deserves Christmas holidays, even though I, as an Australia postie, don't really get them.
That's right.
On peak time of the year.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's pretty much my New Year's. What about you, Shauno? Guest of honour.
Shaunie's just been with his newborn bub.
I have.
Yeah.
I've
awesome,
had my
man.
first couple of weeks off, I think, over a Christmas period in I don't know how long. Same with my wife, Kate, and got a little 9-week-old boy named Oakland.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So we've just been hanging out with him, getting up, catching the smiles in the morning. It's been good.
Shitty nappies, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
You don't need to bring that up.
Sorry. I just noticed, dude, you're wearing those stained pants again.
Yeah, look.
I thought I was like, these are new pants.
Okay, look.
No.
Okay, look. It's not what you think it is, all right?
It's toothpaste.
Look, yeah, you see that? Yeah, I'll show Roscoe is looking at it, thinking, "Oh, that looks pretty sus."
It's in perfect view.
We're not sus.
Yeah, and these lights just really light it up. But sorry, we digress. I'm looking right at it, so I had to bring it up.
It's because I wear these out to the clubs when I'm working,
Yeah.
Doing all my photography stuff. So they're just,
And it's on
they're
the
just
knee.
naturally.
It's on the knee area, which is kind of strange. So yeah, it's
You'd
alright.
be surprised what I see in the nightclubs when I have to push through crowds of people. Yeah, yeah. Anyway.
Well, we're all ears at one point for that. I think that.
Oh, you want to know about that? Yeah. You know what? I've actually got a special guest in mind to talk about nightclub stuff.
Okay.
So we'll get him in.
Okay, we'll
eventually.
save that copy for another convo.
Yeah, 100%. So,
Yeah,
so you only have one kid?
only one kid.
One kid. That's awesome. And 9 weeks old. you
9
say?
weeks old.
That's
So
awesome, man.
Last year flew by really quickly
That's sick.
into 2024. So
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Can't
Do,
wait.
do you have to go back to work soon or
next week, back
Oof.
on Monday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
can't
Cool.
get myself in that frame of mind yet.
Yeah. No, don't think about it.
Wait
It's
till
fine.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Start to
Yeah.
Yeah.
get myself prepped.
No, that's fair enough, man. That's cool. Benny, what's new with you?
Mate, I went out and bought a RoboCop game for my Xbox,
Robocop.
and it just got me in the mood to watch all the RoboCop movies again.
Hell yeah, dude.
So that's all I've been doing, just watching RoboCop.
So
YouTube
good.
RoboCop. Don't know why, it's probably the most random thing.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, for someone my age who came out, when those movies came out, you know what I mean? Like, that's my childhood sort of thing. Like seeing this dude in a tin suit just blasting people away. Granted, some of the action sequences and whatnot are a little bit outdated.
Yeah.
But it brought me back to being 10 years old and watching, they're violent movies for the time.
But you
know what I
just
mean?
look back on it and just think, oh, that is so shit.
Yeah, I remember
the
remember
graphics and the
taping it off TV and like how they'd cut certain bits out on TV and then finally getting the DVD where it's uncut and you get to see all the gory explosions and body parts coming off. Like,
Hell
and
yeah,
it was
dude.
good to go back. Like the underlying theme with those movies was it was more than just a sci-fi movie. There was so much about like corporate greed, and I wouldn't have understood any of that as a child. It's a very satire about like corporate greed and organizations buying other organizations out and like screwing over the people. So basically the Australian government at the moment.
Yeah,
But,
right. That's
there
not
was
funny.
a lot in that movie that happened that resonates with me as an adult now that I wouldn't have understood. Like the violence is still there. It was still fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I've just been RoboCoping it up, baby.
Fair enough,
How
man.
many are there?
That's
How
sick.
many RoboCops are there?
There's three movies, but there's like 2 or 3 TV series that they made for it as well.
Spin-offs.
And then they made like cartoons where he goes over to feudal Japan and starts fighting ninjas.
Right.
It went really bizarre. So
I'll be honest, man. I haven't
You've never
seen
seen it, have you?
RoboCop,
I haven't seen one.
but I tell you what, I have seen snippets of it, and it looks pretty fucking awesome.
I'll show Roscoe just shaking his head over there.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. I can
Mate,
feel the energy.
We need to educate you.
I can feel the energy.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's one we did this. I used to be involved in like church community and stuff like that. We did this.
they wouldn't have watched RoboCop.
No. But we did this really, really awesome massive Christmas show, and it was like a sci-fi live, live like acting whole movie pretty much, but live. It was so sick, man. But in that, it was like the story of why it was based around like so many different sci-fi things, from Big Bang Theory, Star Wars, Star Trek, RoboCop, and a whole bunch of these other things that all connect, and Doctor Who as well. They all had like little references and characters from every movie.
Yeah.
It's actually fucking awesome. I loved it. Yeah. But it had these two RoboCops in them that was so funny because they had like the best humor. So when I think about RoboCop, those two lads, and I remember their names. No, I don't actually. I remember one of them, Kato, and then the other lad, I don't know why his name's escaping my head, but anyway, those two lads, proper funny guys. If you know who they are, they actually did radio hosting on 99.9 Live FM.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did it. They did that together for quite a while. So I can't remember what their names on the show was called, but those two lads, proper funny. So when you talk about RoboCop, I just go back to that.
Really?
Because they were
when
so
someone
funny.
says RoboCop to you, you think of a church play.
I think of funny,
My God.
funny,
We need to
proper satire. Just
we're having a movie night soon.
100%.
Yeah, this needs to change.
This couch, that stain.
Yeah, this needs to. We need to.
Shauna,
experience
you're
RoboCop
you're
in this
sitting
room.
on that stain. Sorry,
Where
mate.
is it?
Yeah,
That's all right.
It's underneath your leg, mate.
That's cool.
Anyway,
Anyway, Robocopping it.
Yeah.
Robocop people.
Anyway, anything else?
Nah, man.
No, that's pretty much it.
Boring, simple life.
Dude.
I like it, though. It's relaxing.
It's good. Good New Year's.
Oh, man, I just chilled. Hey, I really didn't
Yeah.
go out. Just chilled at home with Tay and just stayed up till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Hated myself the next day because I was so tired.
Right.
Was incredibly unproductive.
Just for those listening, Tay is
Just a friend of mine.
Oh, no, I thought it was your stuffed teddy bear.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't disclosed the name of my
Friend.
stuffed teddy bear.
Oh, yeah.
The one with the holes in it.
Well, I didn't think about that one, but
Yeah.
that one's pretty important too.
Yeah. Life size.
Right.
Life size. Yeah.
One of those
Yeah.
big ones from Costco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Really,
cuddly bear.
really cuddly. Really cuddly.
Big spoon.
Big spoon. But yeah, my New Year's was simple.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
nice. You know, I think as you get older, you really appreciate the nice, peaceful nights
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
That
That's good.
probably sounds so old, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But it's true.
But anyway,
Any
it's
bit of
fine.
silence. Yeah.
Kate and I didn't even see midnight.
Yeah.
We just
well,
put Oakland down.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's good.
Went to
Yeah.
bed
I like
about 10:30.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Got the
Yeah.
3:30 a.m. get up to feed him. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
got that going at the moment.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
So-
Bro, it's
No
rough.
point seeing midnight if you're going to be getting up in
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
of hours. So.
It's pretty rough, man. When you're a parent and you've got to wake up during the night several times a night, it can get pretty rough at times. But how's that treating you at the
No,
moment?
he's really good. He sleeps right. Like we have to wake him, so
Yeah.
he's sleeping in like 4 or 5 hour blocks. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome, man.
you know, 9 weeks old, you get all these stories from people about like, oh, you're gonna be up all night, and see all these Instagram stories of people haven't got any sleep, and Kate and I just
Oh, man. Oh, Candice, yeah.
having good sleeps.
That's
So,
awesome, man.
yeah.
There's so many different stories about people who have kids, and they all have different perspectives. And that's
Yeah.
the thing of like, that's even like with this podcast of everyone has a different perspective on life because they have literally different life experiences. And every little kid is different. And every kid has their own little personality, their own little traits that they have.
Yeah, so-
That's good though that your kids are Oakley,
Oakland.
Oakland, even better.
O-A-K-L-A-N.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I
Everyone says
apologize.
it with the D.
Yeah.
Oakland,
Oakland,
like the
yeah.
city in
Yeah.
the States.
Like when people say something.
Got something.
Is it something?
something.
Something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's Townsville special.
Sounds well.
Yeah, yeah. But that's awesome, man. That little Oakland is. I didn't just say Oakland. I said Oakland, but it rolled off.
This guy.
I'll just throw that in there.
He did that on purpose.
No. Just to tick you off. I'm kidding.
No, it doesn't worry me. It's
I'm
just,
kidding. No. It's
funny.
interesting. No, that's good. But it's awesome, man, that he's sleeping
That's good.
really,
Yeah.
really well. Well, we want to get to know a little bit about you.
Sure.
I don't know you. Obviously, Benny's just joking when he says we found him on the street.
Yeah.
I did,
Yeah. I've got many stories about Shawnee, but
I bet you do.
nah, it's all right. We're here on a professional basis today.
Yeah. So,
semi-professional.
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about yourself. What gets you in the mood?
Professionally, I'm a exercise physiologist, so work just up the road at CrossFit Townsville.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Shout out to Stricko.
Stricko.
Awesome box if you're
Yeah.
looking for a CrossFit
very
box.
good box.
Awesome one over here in Cohen.
Been
Yeah.
there for coaching CrossFit for 4 years and EP there for 3.5. So, yeah. What else do you want to know?
I didn't actually want to know what you did.
What's your Fran time?
Hey.
What's
No,
your
no, no.
Diane time?
No, bro.
No.
We wanted to know like the more serious stuff, like do you like long walks on the beach,
Well,
that sort of stuff? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to know what
Shawnee's
you did.
an avid golfer, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
good golfer.
He's
Yeah.
a
Well,
good golfer.
Hey, actually?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
I
I
will
suck
never
at
go
golf.
golfing.
Not that good at the
Or mini
moment.
golf.
I was good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
There's your New Year's resolution then. Get better at
Well,
golf.
I'm trying to go out for a game.
New Year's resolutions, hey?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, that's an interesting thing. Like, I mean, we could ramble so much about New Year's resolutions.
And we will.
Me with my coaching and PT background, Shawnee with his, like you even being in gyms a lot.
Yeah.
The amount of, like, it's just such a thing, like, either you're all for them or you're not. And I think people are, like, really definitive on their answer, too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was some nice ASMR.
You're laughing at me taking my drink.
Yeah. Yeah, just the way you delicately sucked on that straw was really bizarre. But anyway,
For all those watching, I'm drinking a nice beverage from
Reading Cinema.
Reading Cinemas. Shout out. Not official sponsor, but we will sponsor them. Yet. We will sponsor
Get
you.
on at Reading Cinema.
We'll sponsor you. They'll sponsor us. The other way around. Yeah, they'll sponsor us.
Yeah. We'll work out a deal.
We'll work out a deal. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's all right.
With a bit of
Half price movie ticket.
Bit of half price movie ticket, half price Pepsi Max. There we go again. It's kind of awkward to have a drink without having it right in the microphone.
It is.
I'm trying to sort of be like,
Oh, I was doing it silently before. You didn't even notice, but
No.
I thought I'd put a little bit of ASMR in there for
ASMR
everyone.
in there.
So anyway,
Did you just think of the markup on the Pepsi Maxes? When I
it's
worked
just post mix.
when I worked in hospitality, it was something like 5 cents a glass. It was about how much they cost.
true.
Really?
Yeah, with the syrup,
Yeah,
soda
yeah.
water,
Yeah.
just a bit
Yeah.
of gas.
Yeah, right.
About 5 cents.
Oh, Reading Cinema raking it in.
Raking it in.
Raking it in.
That's like banks, eh?
$10.
Banks are raking it in.
Yeah.
Oh, we won't. Have to-
Literally, our
we
money.
won't talk about the interest rates because we don't want to talk about political issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Not yet.
But New Year's resolutions. Yeah, man. That's definitely a topic that that we want to talk about.
Yeah. There's so many people. Actually, that was one topic that a lot of people, apart from all the diarrhea talk that people wanted us to elaborate on. New Year's resolutions was one that everyone was really messaging me about. Like I was saying, you're either like really pro for them, or you're quite the opposite in that you just don't care about them.
Yeah.
And that you sort of view them as, if you're so strong-minded and you really want something in life, like, why are you waiting for a new year sort of thing?
Yeah.
It was like I was having a convo with Shawnee before, like, and actually it might have been off-show Roscoe over there too. Like a lot of people, even if it's just weekly goals, they'll go, fuck it, I'll start on Monday.
Yeah.
You know, so that's almost like the smaller condensed version of I'll start it next year.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. So, I mean, talking about like New Year's resolutions, what are your guys' takes on New Year's resolutions? I can't speak today.
New Year's resolution.
resolutions.
New Year's resolutions. I personally have never done them.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm the sort of individual that if I want to do something, I'll do it. You know, like
Yeah.
if I want to start a new program at the gym, I'll do it. If I want to work on a new song, I'll literally start that day. Like I'm, but I'm also, I guess I'm in the position, I don't have family where I can almost do it whenever I want. Like I have the spare time. So
Yeah.
I can't talk from the point of view of someone with kids or someone with a wife or even, you know, a husband at home or whatever that has to attend to arguably what's more important than potentially hitting a gym or a hobby sort of thing. So, yeah, I've never done them personally. I don't ever think I have. I can't remember the time where I was like, I'll start this next year.
Yeah, I haven't really, but like all mine, talked with Kate about it the other night on New Year's Eve, and
Yeah.
all mine sort of revolves around family now.
Yeah.
Just that, being able to have that time
Yeah.
with Kate, with
Yeah.
Oakland, just
Did
like,
you find
it's
that was
nothing
such...
about like, oh, you know, there is goals, like I'm gonna train for a triathlon,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I haven't started that yet.
Did you find it was such a definitive switch, like the moment you had a child, everything just
Heaps,
changed
yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
working out
Yeah.
isn't as important as what
Absolutely,
it was at some
yeah.
point. Yeah. And I guess I don't have that
Sometimes
perspective,
a
you
little,
know
like
what I
at the moment, a little bit too much. I'm on holidays and it's just like
mean? Whatever's in the
it's
fridge.
not going to the gym
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It gets to 4 o'clock and you're like, not today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But that's
I
okay,
could
like,
imagine.
yeah.
I could
Yeah.
imagine.
Just need to get back into work and then into a routine and then able to do that a bit more consistency and get that routine going.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was actually just going to say, even with the New Year's resolutions of what you were just saying just then, Ben, how you don't have you don't really have much of so when you do have goals that you want to reach, but you're single, you don't have to worry about that as much. There's actually a lot of people like you just said then, Shauno. A lot of couples will have New Year's resolutions or goals just in general, and it's amazing how your mindset will shift over time as you grow up, and as you involve other people in your life. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
What's your take on them?
My take on
J-Man over there.
Okay. Well, my take on New Year's resolutions is that I hate New Year's resolutions. Just as I shouldn't say hate, because I don't actually hate the idea of a New Year's resolution. What I don't like is the fact that a lot of people forget that New Year's resolutions are goals, and goals should be set throughout the whole entire year.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like I had an argument with a guy at work, a debate, I should say, where he was talking about how he didn't like the Are You Okay Day. And he was saying, Are You Okay Day is a terrible day because everyone asks, Are you okay on Are You Okay Day?
Yeah.
And he said that it's ridiculous because everyone says that on the day, but then every other day they don't give a shit about mental.
Yeah, that's true. I know a
Mental
lot of
health.
people with that same point of view.
A lot of people do, man. And you know, obviously that's an opinion that you're allowed to have, and I respect that. What I did say to him though, I was like, well, I think it's the same as if you were to look at any day of the year where it's a reminder of something, whether it would be Valentine's Day, a birthday, an anniversary, Christmas, a holiday, another holiday day, Easter, Hanukkah, whatever it is, or New Year's Day.
Yeah.
For example, on Valentine's Day shouldn't be a day where that's the only day of the year where you give your partner flowers or chocolates or something special, right? Every other day of the year, you should be reminding them that you were there for them and you care about them. Or on the anniversary, it's the same thing. You know, that day shouldn't be the only day that it kickstarts your memory to think, oh, I care about that person.
Yeah.
I'm going to let them know that I care about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a New Year's Day resolution for me, and what we're talking about here is like, you know, those little minute little goals that you can set along the way throughout the year.
Yeah.
Those little decisions are so much more important than making one day try to count. Try to count the most.
Yeah, like at least once a week, go out for dinner, or you know, like things that once a week, go out for dinner. One night a week, you'll have like no social media time where you're just hanging out, enjoying each other's company. Yeah, little goals like that.
Yeah,
that are non-negotiables within a relationship, so to speak.
Yeah, but I'm even talking about just in general as goal setting in general. When it comes to like these days that. Like when I was saying about the debate that I had with my mate about the Are You Okay Day, he was trying to say that it's not important at all. And then where I was trying to say, well, it's important, and New Year's resolution days are important for some, because a day that you start something is never a day that is not important. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But because any day that you start is important because it's a start of something.
Yeah.
And even the follow through on that is obviously important, is more important because you've got to follow through on that action.
Yeah.
But it's the little decisions that we make along the way and every other day except for that first day that makes it count, in my opinion. Does it make sense?
That makes sense.
I hope I actually, I described that a bit better.
Got there in the end.
I think you nailed it.
Felt like it tied in with that whole, having that mentality that you do have these little minute, goals that you set every now and then, like you said, making sure that you want to enjoy gym again.
Or enjoy training. Like
enjoy training.
Like, you know, I've sort of looked at when there's triathlons on. So August, I think the Townsville Tri is on. So it's like I'll probably be in the gym less and running and riding and learning to swim. Yeah.
I think Offshore Roscoe's jumping in that one too.
Doing a try as well.
Yeah, I did the last one.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah.
I need someone to motivate me.
Let's just go.
Hell yeah, dude.
What length did you do?
Yeah.
What distance?
I just did the sprint.
Yeah, that's
Start with the sprint for sure.
that was my idea of doing like a sprint, and then I don't even know if I could get there by the end of the year. There's a Hamilton Island one, but that's a sprint distance as well, I think.
Yeah, they got a sprint one there, but it's expensive to go there.
Hamo, yeah.
It's good to go with someone.
Yeah.
So you can halve the cost.
Yeah,
There you go.
So let's do that one too.
Yep. There you go.
I think we've just teed up a date here. Nice work.
Done.
Exercise and matchmaking
I bought a
service.
bike on
yeah.
Marketplace. I was like, real improv decision. I got a road bike.
What's the most random thing you've bought on Marketplace?
Probably that. Just like, not random, but I was just like, I said to Kate, going to do a triathlon. And got a bike.
What are you laughing for?
That's a good question.
I don't buy too many things on Marketplace.
That's a good question.
I've bought a bit, but like it's been proper stuff. Like it hasn't been dumb shit.
Right.
Well, what's the weirdest thing you bought off Marketplace? You can't say, can you?
No, I'm trying to think about I'm actually trying to think what the weirdest thing I bought on Marketplace. Probably a bread maker. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's random.
Have you used it?
Yeah. I don't have it here anymore.
Yeah.
But
Was
yeah.
it worth it?
Yeah, it was totally worth it. It was like $10, man, for like a nice Breville bread maker. So worth it. So good.
So by the time you bought the flour and the water, was it
dude.
it more economical?
So
man?
good.
Yeah, it was okay.
You know, you have that fresh, nice, warm bread and you just, so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel like fish sandwiches.
Yeah. Roscoe.
Roscoe, what are you doing right now?
Make us some.
You want to jump in the car?
Nah, that's funny.
Anyway, we digress. Yeah, so that was the New Year's resolutions chat. I know a lot of guys that just have general ones, like lay off the booze a bit or whatever.
Yeah.
One that I've always found weird is people who want to read more,
Yeah.
which is cool. But like we were saying in the last podcast, I struggle to read for more than 30 seconds and my mind's elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that have that as book challenges where they'll try and read like at least one book a week or a certain number of books a month, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'd find it hard to retain that much information personally if I was
don't think-
reading that much.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I'd wonder how much I'd remember versus how much just
Yeah. Well,
Invasive.
it's funny you say that because I don't have New Year's resolutions, but I do have goals that I set for myself all the time. And one of the goals that I've set for myself recently is to read more.
to read more.
And that's genuinely actually what I want to do because I want to work on my speech pattern for one.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to read more because I'm like you. I don't like to read.
Yeah.
I don't like to sit down and just read a book.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you have something in your life where you know that it's a little bit of a struggle to do it, but you know it's good for you.
Yeah.
Like gym. I fucking hate gym, dude. I actually genuinely don't like it. And that's funny considering that you're both PTs and CrossFit trainers, and off-show Roscoe here has done like a triathlon.
Yeah.
And I was actually just saying to my PT, Kev, this week that I actually just genuinely don't enjoy gym.
Yeah.
And I'd love to chat to you about that another time on another podcast
Yeah.
when we talk about fitness.
Yeah.
But when you have something that you know that you don't like doing, but you know it's good for you, I think it's always good with these sorts of goals that you just push through if you know it's actually genuinely going to add value to your life.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
I mean, like, I love working out and I have for a long, long while. And I don't think there'll ever be a point in my life where I'm not doing it.
yeah.
But I will 100% say that I'd prefer to stay at home all day if I could.
Yeah.
I'd go because I know it benefits me.
It's so
Yeah.
easy to
If
do.
I didn't have
Yeah.
to be fit and healthy, I wouldn't go to the gym. I'd stay at home.
Yeah.
But it's a byproduct of going to the gym. You train yourself, you train your mind. So
Yeah.
I can completely understand why people just go, all right, I'll drag my ass to the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
I'm a lazy fat kid at heart. I always have been. Like, maybe one day I'll whip out some photos of what I was like when I was like 15 or 20. I was a fat kid, man. Like,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hated fitness.
Wow.
Yeah. I was that dude in high school that never went to any swimming carnival, running carnival,
Yeah.
threw sickies, got my parents to write up notes of why I had to stay home that
play
day.
school sports.
Nah, hated
Hated it?
sports.
Yeah.
Hated every single thing about being physical.
Yeah.
But I don't know what part of me switched at one point to be turned
No.
into someone that lives and breathes fitness for like the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was because you actually. We're in a psychology session now, guys. Welcome,
That's all right.
Welcome to Psychology with Jay. So, how did that make you feel?
It made me feel worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made me feel valued as a person.
In what point do you think it changed?
When I was called a fat kid at school.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
When I took my shirt off at the
shouldn't
swimming
laugh.
carnival.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it could have been. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
100%. Yeah.
I don't know at what point, and I think it's changed these days. Like, our bodies when we're kids, we probably don't worry too much about them as what we would as adults. And I don't know if today's current teenagers or even younger than that really feel body dysmorphia or anything like that as what, like, I know so many fat, chubby kids when I was in school who'd happily just go swimming and like no one really cared what you look like.
Yeah.
I will always put it down to certain elements of social media, making people feel like they're not worthy enough or that they're not good enough with whatever body they have.
Yeah.
20 years ago, there was no real, like, no one really cared.
Yeah.
There was always a kid who'd take his shirt off and was, you know, a few kilos overweight, swimming. Like, there was no even talk of, you know, body dysmorphia. At least what I experienced anyway. Like, we were just kids. So I don't know at what point people were just
I would have been 65 kilos wringing wet in grade 12. Like, just a twig. But, again, I don't remember being, like, super skinny or getting into gym for that reason to, like, you know, bulk up or anything like that. Like,
I don't know at what point people started looking at their bodies like, fuck, I've got to do something.
Social media.
Most likely, due to social media.
Yeah. How old's your daughter, sorry?
My daughter is 5.
Yeah.
At the moment, 5.5.
Yeah.
I even think, like, me and Kate are thinking, like, ahead of, like, how do you protect, like, Oakland, and if we have more kids, like, how do you protect them from that world of social media and those external influences that really pull them.
Yeah.
And it's good to start thinking ahead of that sort of stuff too. And it's such an ever-growing world of social media, and that's where, like, I mean, obviously, I don't know what you guys have thought about that sort of stuff, but I've thought putting things in practice now that my daughter just doesn't need to be on social media until she's at an age where she can have her own phone. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I know a lot of parents do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got to think about that sort of stuff with social media these days and protecting them from the harm of the negativity that can be put into them, especially on TikTok as well. Like, a lot of the stuff's going around there. You just learnt TikTok, haven't you?
I have. I've just
the old big TikTok.
I've tried to figure my way around it.
Yeah.
That's actually a kind of a confusing app.
It's very confusing.
I was getting notifications on my phone that something's happened on there, but I go into it and I can't find anything.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
I have no idea how to use TikTok.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Sorry? You got notifications?
Yeah, you know, like on your iPhone when the little, like, red number 1 or whatever appears.
I'll show Roscoe. Do you use TikTok, mate?
Oh, I've used it a little bit in the past, mate. I've dabbled,
You've dabbled?
You dabbled?
Yeah, maybe
I've
you
had
can
it,
teach
then
us.
I got rid of it.
Yeah.
Spend way too long on there.
I know people that will just lose hours
I'll
of
probably
their life.
lose hours on Instagram.
Yeah.
Kate's always up me about that.
Oh, really? Just
send Ben another video. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, group chats with the boys are perfect. You know, they're okay. They're okay.
love it.
It's where you're just endlessly scrolling through things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, even for adults, like, as a grown man, like, if you were to see all these fitness models on your thing, you're like, fuck, I've got to get myself into shape. Like, there's this constant reminders everywhere.
Yeah.
If you're really looking for it, that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And
Which
that's
is interesting.
The thing, you know?
It's interesting, though, that there's always constant reminders, yet a lot of people seem to always only remind themselves at the beginning of the year for New Year's resolutions that they should do something about it.
Yeah.
If there's a constant stream of little tips and tricks that we should be doing to better our lives, then, like, we should really be sharing awareness, and this is why obviously we have the podcast as well, sharing awareness for setting little tiny goals every now and then to fix, you know, the problems that we have in our lives.
I think the problem, knowing hitting goals and stuff, is just so much information.
Yeah.
There's just so much coming at you from, like, every day.
That's interesting.
You scroll through it every day and you're like, I've got to do this, got to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck
That's true.
Especially in the fitness industry, you'll have two, say, influencers, as much as I hate that word, and you know I hate that word. You'll have two influencers saying completely opposing things, you know, and it's like, well, fuck, who do I listen to? Both of these people are pros. You got one person saying this, you got the other person saying this. No one knows. You know, there's so many either like conflicting elements of science or just bros who are juiced up to the gills on a shitload of pharmacology, just saying whatever to get Facebook or Instagram likes, and there's really no science behind it. But because they got that following there, the average person doesn't really realize there's nothing to it, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, dude.
Fucking influencers, man. Oh, they do my head in.
Influencers? Would you consider that you're an influencer now?
Hell no.
What would you describe an influencer as? So what in your mind do you think is an influencer? Shauna,
okay,
I want to know.
I can
know
answer this in two questions. Two answers.
questions.
So, what an influencer is, as deemed by society, is someone with a huge social media following. That to me is the worst type of influencer.
Yeah.
An influencer that I believe should have that title, someone who's educated and trained in the information that they're giving to the public.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the problem right there, is people who we label as influencers most of the time aren't trained.
Yeah.
They're not educated in the topic. They're just people who are just trying to be famous, trying to stay relevant.
I think if you
upload
call
a few photos,
if you call yourself an influencer, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And here,
that's where I was trying to get with that. I was like, well,
but like, like in like the world of like, you know, like exercise rehabilitation, it's just like these people trying to be influencers, and like you just said before, how people like one differing opinion to the other, but you dig into it and really they're just trying to sell something to you, like like say their opinion's better and just shit on someone else. But it's like, you know, where do you
I know what you mean.
One thing that always stuck out to me when I was PTing down in Brisbane, I can't remember the position this person had, fitness manager at one of the gyms I was at, and we had a big conference one day about personal training and whatnot, and one point that was made up was, if you're a PT and your Instagram or Facebook contains more photos of you with your shirt off or whatever the case may be, as opposed to client success stories, then you're a douchebag. You know, like, have your own platform to live your vanity or whatever, but if your goal in terms of getting clients is just by posting photos of yourself as opposed to success stories, how you've actually helped other individuals, like, then you shouldn't be calling yourself a PT. You should be focusing on, you know, what you can offer, as opposed to, hey, look at me sort of thing. Or you're in it for the wrong reasons anyway.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. I'm smiling because I know someone who, and I will not name him.
Oh, it's fucking Townsville, man.
But
half the people do that.
But
like,
I know that he puts his videos up, and again, I will not name him.
Yeah. Oh,
to keep,
I said, working in a sub shop, you see so many of these people.
Yeah.
If it's half and half, then fair.
Yeah.
But if it's like more than 60 or 70% of the content you post is just either you at a photo shoot or yourself in a bikini or whatever, and there's no information of how you've helped other people, like you're probably in PTing for the wrong reasons, or you're just someone who's juiced up on gear, wanting to give off the impression you're incredibly knowledgeable with actual no success stories behind you. So, and one thing with the New Year's resolutions too, so it all comes down to, I mean, I believe your support group and who you surround yourself with. I can't remember who it was. It was one of those famous influencers, and I will refer to this person as an influencer because they do really, really well. Might have been like that Gary dude. Is it Gary Vaynerchuk, or you know who I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Viewers will probably know. There's Gary, the dude that's like so passionate about whatever. You know the dude I'm talking about?
I have no idea who you're talking about. Do you have any idea, Shauna?
I don't.
We'll link it in the comments.
Okay.
But I think it might have been him. He's a business entrepreneur and very successful.
Local guy?
No, fuck no. He's like overseas somewhere. Yeah. He basically said, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future, or something like that, you know?
I know that quote.
And I love that saying because over the years, like even through me, like being a teenager and the different social groups I was in, whether it be the music and the playing live, and then it was like your martial arts groups, and then it was your CrossFit groups, like you start to adapt to these little traits and everything that those people are around, sort of thing. So if you're the type of individual that wants to make a change in your life, but you're going either home to a family that eats shit all day, or you're hanging out with people on the weekend that just want to drink, then you're naturally just going to adapt those sorts of traits. And it might not be anything to a degree that you consider worrying or anything, you know, like it might just be just a couple times a week I'm eating shit, or just a couple of drinks on the weekend, but it'll all add up to the point where, just like in the way training 6 days a week can sometimes drop down to 5, and then it might drop down to 4. One night out a week could turn into 2, could be then 2 nights plus a little luncheon sort of thing. Yeah. So I love that saying in terms of people, like, you know, setting their goals. Yeah, who you surround yourself with. So really important thing. And even online, like one thing I noticed, I can tell you a story. I got a mate called Darren. Darren lives down in
Good old Darren.
Good old Daz. Daz will be listening to this, no doubt. And the reason why Daz will be listening to this is because Daz is the sort of mate that will support his friends no matter what. Every time I've done like a new song or even the first podcast, he was one of the ones that would always send me a message and it's like, man, it's fucking rad. Like,
Nice.
Let's do feedback. And he's the sort of dude that I don't think many people have in their support group. And it probably comes down to like asking yourself, how many mates do you have that will openly support you in front of the world versus the ones that will support you in person but not necessarily make a big deal out of it, sort of thing. And it made me think about certain people I'd know in my life that I'm trying to think of the easiest way to explain this. All right, so you know how regardless of who someone is as an individual, there will always be someone that either doesn't get along with you or you might not be super close with. It could just be a clash of personalities. And if you're in a social group or a setting and you know that one of your friends might not think too much of someone else, whether it be just a difference of opinion or who they are as a person or whatever, you'll get individuals that will be afraid to express their praises for you for fear of being ridiculed by that one individual that might not like you that much, sort of thing. And I sort of, how I'm tying that into with Darren is Darren wouldn't give a fuck. You know, Darren's one of those mates that will just back his boys 100%.
Yeah.
You know, and there are people that I know of who I necessarily don't get along with. It's not a personal thing. It just might be that I don't agree with some of their morals or values or whatever they do. But if a mutual friend of mine was really good friends with them, I wouldn't chastise them for supporting them in their own way. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, Darren's a sort of dude that regardless, he will 100% back his boys. He will let the world know. Mickey even shared our last link. You know what I mean?
What a lad.
Daz is a good
old Dazza.
Be more like Darren. Okay?
Thanks, Dazza.
But yeah, so that support group, like, let's say you're having those 5 guys we were talking about, those 5 people. Holy shit. I almost just deep throat my fucking microphone.
Good job, mate.
I did that last episode
You
too.
did.
So anyway, sorry peeps. I
So
did that really
professional.
well. So let's, if you look at those 5 people you surround yourself with that, you know, people say, show me those 5 people, we can show you your future. Are those 5 people going to back you no matter what? Are they going to stand up for you even if other people might not be on your side? Or are they going to potentially not say anything for the fear of upsetting other people that they don't want you to know that, so they don't want them to know that they're supporting you, sort of thing?
Yeah.
That was probably a really convoluted question. I'm hoping you guys understand.
No, I totally
what I'm
understand.
saying,
It's
you know?
really, really important to have good people around you who will just back you up no matter what, and they're not afraid to go out of their way or to go against other people's morals just because they don't respect that opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, so find those 5 people that will back you no matter what.
Yeah. Stop touching your
I know,
microphone.
man. It's right in my way.
You just love touching it, don't you?
Have you got that perspective as you gotten older though?
Of the microphone? No, it's just right in front of my face.
That deep throating perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just recently, actually. Offshore Roscoe is giving me the weirdest smile right now. Don't look at me like that, mate. But yes,
so good.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's age thing, hey?
The age
Like-
thing, yeah. The more you, and I wouldn't have understood this in say my mid-20s, but the older you get and the more picky you are with the people you hang around, you will start to learn who truly has your back versus who will associate with you as long as they're not gonna, you know, upset any other people, sort of thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if your friendship group shrunk when you're like 20, 21, like you'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
But like,
As you get older, you're like,
As you're
nah, it's
older, you're
good.
like,
Like,
that's
over
good.
the
Keep-
years, they've just sort of sifted themselves
Keep
out.
it small.
And the people that you have are like, all right, they're my people, sort of thing. And that's not to say more people can't come into that friendship group, but you know what you want in terms of the support around
it's
you,
harder
sort
to
of thing.
like.
Yeah.
I'd say it's harder to make friends when you're older, just because you like that you're pickier with who you want to interact with. Like,
Yeah. You're so set in your ways.
you'll meet a person like back in the day. You'd meet a person, and then like it was a big.
happening?
This guy over here.
Just enjoying it.
This guy, hang on. Let's just take a moment to have some more ASMR.
That was accident. My straw got stuck.
I'm sure it did.
Anyway, yes, as you get older, you start to appreciate a smaller circle because you know that smaller circle is more real than 50 other people around you that will either hang around you because, cool by association or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. And obviously that's different for every person too, as far as introverts versus extroverts.
Yeah.
Because a lot of extroverted people will appreciate just even just people being near them.
Yeah.
Because any person near them, if they're extroverted enough, they'll take that any sort of advice from them as well. I'm actually quite introverted, even though I'm extroverted sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'm introverted at heart.
Yeah. But see, like in that, you're extroverted when you're around the right people.
That's correct.
And I'm the same. I'm an introvert at heart. I could go days without, having...
An introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But around the right people, your true self just comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Do you guys remember video shops like 20 years ago having the adult porno section?
100% yes.
Right?
Not from my own experience, obviously.
Yeah, okay.
I'll show Roscoe.
No, I was having this conversation today with someone, and we're talking about VCRs and that sort of shit.
Yeah, dude.
The old school stuff.
Yeah.
And I could swear there was a part in my brain that I'd forgotten about, that video shops like Blockbuster. Video 2000, 25, 30 years ago had pornos you could rent.
Yeah.
I'm positive I remember that.
No,
And I wasn't too sure.
I remember
I remember that.
going to get like a family movie and
there was always that one section that was
detour
like...
past it. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
dude.
like walk past it.
I
you're like,
haven't imagined that, hey? Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've been thinking about all day. Because I was like, I swear.
You've been thinking about it all day?
Yeah, because, since this conversation I was having with someone, I was like, I swear there was a porno section in the video shops when I was younger.
100% there was.
Yeah, I can't remember if they were R or X rated, but I remember it was always like one little shelf angled off to the side, that way you couldn't really see, you know what I mean? Like, or a doorway. wait, are you in a video shop or an adult store right now?
A doorway.
Yeah.
Where you've got the shelf in there and it'll be R-rated, X-rated.
Yeah, I swear.
Wow.
Good. Well, that's
I've never seen that
because
one,
I've been thinking about it all day. I was like, I swear, in the corner of my mind, there's a memory of just that existed at some point.
Yeah. I remember that as a kid. I remember walking past that aisle and just being like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
crazy to think that it was actually a thing back then. Like
Yeah,
kids
man.
walking around video shops.
What's Blockbuster?
Yeah.
People would have no idea what Blockbuster.
Blockbuster?
Blockbuster.
when did they go out of like business?
Tell you what, my ex-wife actually used to work at the. I think it was still called. No, it wasn't called Blockbuster. It was called.
Here in Townsville?
Yeah, the one where
Video
Block-
Civic
2000?
Video,
Video
Civic
2000?
Video Easy.
I think it was Civic Video.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one where the one at Garbett where the Bob's.
Oh, that was a Civic video.
Yeah,
I thought.
Civic video, yeah.
Where Bob's Booze Bar is at the moment.
Boobs.
Yeah, Bob's Booze
Oh,
Bar.
Like the lone building by itself there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
right. Was that a
That was a video store,
shop.
dude.
I remember going there in 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Wow.
can't remember how long it's been since I've been there.
Last time I saw they were open, I think it was about 2007, 2016,
Yeah.
17-ish. So
Yeah.
yeah, pretty recent actually. It didn't
Yeah.
it closed down.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going out of they were going out of business for ages though. So.
Yeah.
I remember like the transition was like mail in. They would mail you a DVD. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
like the
dude.
move
Oh,
towards.
really? I don't remember
So there was
that.
a transition
Yeah.
period where it went from like video stores to like you would get it mailed to you and then you'd mail it
Really?
back.
Yeah, I remember
Seems
that.
like really a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
and then they
Yeah.
went to the little kiosks where you'd go in
I
and
remember
you'd
those.
get that.
Yeah.
Have to take it back within 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, this the
those are the
What
days.
about
Those were the
fines at video
days.
stores?
yeah.
Like you'd have like $80 and they'd be like, yeah, we'll have it to 40 if you pay it now.
yeah,
really
yeah,
good, like,
dude.
You could
Yeah.
barter.
I remember
video
that.
shop
like
late
they would
fees?
half it if
Yeah.
you paid on the day.
Yeah,
But
We would
I'm
never
pretty sure
late.
you'd just go to a different video store.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to Civic Video
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you'd have like a
right.
$300 bill because you had a new release for 3 weeks and
yeah,
they
yeah.
charge you like
See, I don't
It was
know. How do you
highway
forget
robbery.
about a new release?
Hey,
Like, I look at it from my perspective. If I was to go and hire a video now that I know is due back tomorrow, or else I'm going to get a shitload of fines, I don't see how I could forget about it.
Yeah.
And just let it sit on like a coffee table for weeks.
Man, some
But
people.
others, you know, like I guess like I don't have kids or anything. Like your mind might just be elsewhere. But like if I know I'm going to get fined if I don't return a video, like I'm returning it. You know? And then there was the after hours deposit thing. Like
Yeah.
if it was a day late, you try and get it in
Midnight.
before the opening the following day.
Yeah.
Because it still wouldn't count. So you'd slide it down
Yeah.
that little chute.
Yeah. I remember all those little tips and tricks.
Mm.
I used to remember getting like PlayStation games from there, man, because I was so excited to play
Yeah.
different games, but we never had the money to play them, so we
Yeah.
ended up going there. Or even Nintendo. Like back in the day, we used to have to hire out the Nintendo cards that you know, like Nintendo 64, man.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the days.
I remember
you
you'd
have to
do
blow
it to
on
like
them.
trial the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly
You'd
right.
trial the game and then you'd go.
Yeah. Or you'd try and clock it within the week so you wouldn't have to go buy the actual game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, young people these days are missing out. Video store was a vibe, man.
Such a vibe.
And the smell.
Especially the
You
adult
can-
section.
Yeah. Well, as according to Roscoe, it was sealed off with a private door.
Talk about like off topic, but talk about crazes.
Yeah.
Do you remember Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever get involved in it?
I never used to play it heaps. As in, you're talking about like Game Boy
Cards. No, like
cards.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never actually got to play it heaps because my parents never let me. But when I was a kid, but I did get amongst it as much as.
Do you know, like, my brother was right into it, and
Yeah.
I don't know if he he wants me talking about this, but
Go for it.
No,
Go for it,
no.
mate.
The value of them.
Oh, yeah. They're
Oh, yeah,
super
dude.
expensive now.
Like-
Like, just as collectors items.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
brother's like pulled out of storage.
Yeah.
Like they were called these base sets or something.
Yeah.
You get like 10 cards. It's in a little packet.
Yeah, I do remember that.
They sell for like $1,000.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
for this one little packet.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
brother's pulled out like a pack of 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or something.
That's wicked,
Just sitting in storage.
Yeah.
And then if you've got like a full set of all the
Yeah.
cards, like the, little one, big one, Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
That's
like
awesome,
something
man.
like 25 grand.
Yeah.
Like people would just
Holy
buy
shit.
Sick,
like
man.
a set.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
like, I was just mind blown because on Christmas Day, my brother like called me in and he goes, look at this. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. He's like,
Yeah.
this is what
That's
it's worth.
awesome,
It was
man.
a vibe,
It's like-
man. Like going back, just hiring like fairy floss and just movie nights as kids hit differently to what
Yeah.
I did these days.
Yeah.
Just eating all the junk food.
Yeah, dude.
Did you ever have to? So I'm looking at Shawnee for
Yeah.
those listening. Did you ever have to watch the food you eat because of the diabetes?
I got diabetes at 20, so I was
okay.
lucky as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because you're type 1
One.
with the little constant thing.
Yeah, it's
stuck in the.
it's on my hip at
it's
the
on your
moment,
hip
so I
now?
won't show you.
You know, a little bit of skin.
Yeah, a little bit
I
of
won't
skin.
take my
Yeah.
pants off, but yeah,
Not on the
no, I was
podcast.
lucky. I feel like it's one thing with, again, everything, your perspective changes, but with a kid, with Oakland, like I'm like, I hope you don't get it
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
I was lucky getting it at 20, adult.
You've
Ish.
lived that fun
At
kid
least,
life. With,
at least like
Yeah.
I had to look after it independently.
Yeah.
But like, it would be a challenge because type 1 diabetes is juvenile diabetes. So that's what generally people get when they're newborn or early
Yeah.
or like a young age rather than like it's rarer later in life. So,
Yeah.
How's that go around training? Does
I
it
was just
get
going to
in the
ask
way?
this. I was going to ask the exact same thing.
Because I've seen it. Jay, do you know what they look like? That Shawnee's talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
The little-
yeah. I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it like with training and
with the actual device or,
yeah.
well,
or with
that
diabetes in general.
Both.
if you don't mind us asking,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's that like to actually live with that, and also your diet and exercise and everything like
Yeah.
that? If you don't mind us asking.
I feel like there's a misconception among a lot of people that it like restricts you in what you do. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a lifelong disease that you have to work with, and you have to, like, you're reminded
Yeah.
of it every day, and not trying to get sentimental bullshit.
We got your back.
No, but like people go, oh, can you eat sugar? It's like, fucking oath I can.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But like you have to know what to do with it. So, oh, can you do that training? Can you do that? Like,
Yeah.
you literally can do anything. So
Yeah, good.
it doesn't really affect, apart from having to have that sort of added layer of something to remember
Yeah.
before training. So knowing
Yeah.
like a lot of it comes around meal timing and like
Yeah.
if you've had like a burger, like Macca's feed, you're probably not going to do a really high intensity training because
Yeah.
you've probably got a lot of insulin in your system, and then you're going to crash, and then
Yeah.
you're going to have a hypo, what they call, where you pass out. I've never done that, which is
Touch
Yeah.
wood.
touch wood. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good that you haven't had too many things.
Yeah.
How did you actually? How did you? Sorry, we're not trying to interview or
Yeah.
anything.
No, no.
But
Go
like,
for it.
what was the signs of that you had the type
Back in the
1?
day,
Yeah,
yeah.
like so. Sorry, you said that you were diagnosed when you were 20.
About 20, yeah, 20 or 21.
What were the signs back then?
I lost a lot of weight
Yeah.
very quickly. I lost like 17 kilos in 2 weeks.
Right.
So work
Holy
that out.
shit.
Wow,
Like a
dude.
kilo a day.
17 kilos.
Yeah.
in
A lot
2
of
weeks.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like trying to put weight on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like real counterintuitive. So like I was eating, obviously diabetes is like a disease of like your body's inability to process sugar.
Yeah.
So I was eating like carb loaded meals. Like I was eating pasta bakes. I was 20,
Yeah.
living with a mate, just cooking big pasta bakes. So hammering
Yeah.
through that.
Nice.
And then I was playing golf at the time and at uni, but probably playing more golf than uni. But as I was playing, like I'd come back and I'd weigh myself and I'd be like a kilo lighter. And
Wow.
I was drinking so much water out on the golf course.
Yeah.
And then I'd, next day play again, skill like lighter, and then I'd put some on. And it was just a fluctuation of weight. But then I was starting to get like towards before I went to a doctor who diagnosed me, sent me to the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like cramping. So your body, obviously, the only way it can get rid of the sugar is piss it out,
Yeah.
literally. So I was going to the toilet so often, and I was just like low on, your minerals.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like low on potassium, low on sodium. So cramping and
Were you like tired and lethargic?
Hey?
Were you tired and lethargic?
yeah,
or-
like it's weird, eh? Like when you're in the, you don't recall being tired and lethargic, but then you look back on it and you're like, yeah.
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 And like I've seen photos like out at a nightclub and like I was gaunt.
Yeah.
Just like my face was sunken. And you just don't see it. But the catalyst was like I was driving one day. I still remember this vividly 15 years later. But I was driving and I like had a manual car and I was at a set of lights and heading to work. And I put the clutch in and my whole leg just cramped up. And I had to like pull off to the side, like bunny hop off to the side. And my leg was just locked up for like 5 minutes. And I was
Wow.
just sitting in the car on Shores Road,
Yeah.
Yeah.
heading out to the bowlie. And I was just like, fuck this. So I just did a U-turn, got the cramp out, did a U-turn, headed back to the doctor that I went to. And within a day I was diagnosed, and
Wow.
that's life.
How long have you had that little thing in like?
Oh, like in the 15 years,
Yeah.
technology has come a long way.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
everything runs off my phone now, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have any tubing. I've gone through everything. So I started on needles,
Yeah.
like multiple daily injections,
Yeah.
MDIs,
Yeah.
and then like finger prick 8 times a day to get your blood sugar
yeah,
reading.
yeah,
so
right.
Yeah.
like you can still see it on my fingertips, not here, but you can see like all the scarring,
Yeah, the
like
scar
all the
tissue
scar
there.
tissue
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the top of the fingers.
Yeah.
So then technology, as it's advanced, like first thing that came out was like, first thing I went on to was a insulin pump.
Yeah.
So do you know me when I
Yeah, I
had
remember
that?
the pump, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yep.
wear it on the side. You put like this little like insertion on your skin, little cannula. You got this tube and it gets in the way of everything. Gets in the way of
Yeah, right.
yep.
Yeah.
Gets
'Cause I,
hooked
like-
on doors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like gets
these-
hooked
yeah.
around your junk when you're
Yeah.
laying in bed.
Yeah. I bet
I've
it
woken
does.
up a few times like it's hooked.
Jeez.
Cutting off circulation.
It's like, oh shit, that's dangerous. But then like so
all right.
like
it's
what I'm
gone
on
blue.
Yeah.
and then they've got continuous glucose monitors now, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So
Yeah.
that reads blood sugar level every 5 minutes, and then based on the readings, like whether my blood sugar is a little bit high or a little bit low,
Yeah.
I've got a thing called an Omnipod, which just sits on you. injects the insulin, gives you more or less as you need it, and then
Yeah.
So that's
That's fine.
constantly injected
Yep.
into you, and that little patch that I've seen.
yeah.
How deep is the?
Oh,
It's only like 5.
it's really
mil
hard.
or-
Like probably 3
Yeah.
to 5 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 mil.
and that
yeah.
does. Do you feel that? Do you feel like just a bit of pressure there?
Because I'm lean,
Yeah.
like I guess I'm limited in body places that I can put it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts, yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes you get it like right in the muscle, like back of the arm, like on the
Yeah.
tricep, and you do a tricep extension, and it's just like
Yeah. Does that get in the way with like CrossFit Metcons or anything
no,
like that?
like
or?
you put it in places that you know
Yeah.
won't interfere. But yeah,
Yeah, that'd just open up a whole new perspective for me if I knew I had to have this thing attached to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. all
yeah.
the power
People
to
go,
you,
oh,
dude."
I could never do an injection, but it's to keep you alive. You will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You'll have
that's
to
the
do it.
thing. Like, I wouldn't have that correlation between constantly injecting myself and not being able to survive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that'd be tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that thing on you training, and it just like every time I look at it, I'm like, man, that's got to be uncomfortable just to be nice and fluent and functional with movements, but constantly have this little thing like a mosquito constantly stuck in
Yeah.
you.
You you probably don't feel it that often,
Yeah.
but like you do notice
Yeah.
it. You bump it, stings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Far
part of
out.
life.
Wow.
Is it tough, like financially, having like because you'd constantly be having to buy?
It was,
Yeah.
but government's been really good in terms of making sure the products are subsidised. So
Yeah, that's good.
there's a lot of
That's good.
subsidies on.
Thanks, government.
Thanks, government.
Yeah.
Yeah, elbow.
Oh, they've done something right.
Done
so.
something right.
We won't go there. We won't go there indeed. Not today's podcast.
Not today's podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah. Yeah, like it's just one of those things, perspective. I hopefully would never have to deal with that. I'm sure you would hope. I'm sure, like, from your perspective, you'd go, I hope no one has to.
Mine is that like
Constantly.
it's not a fear.
Yeah.
Mine was like I just don't want to pass it on to
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Kids.
offspring. Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
you know, having knowledge about it at least, because I've come across people with type 1 diabetes that like either don't want to talk about it, like kind of resentful of having it,
Yeah.
or you know, or don't care to educate themselves about it. And I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like the most educated, but like I'll do everything to make sure that I can control it better, and like I won't let it control me, because you can see there's diabetes is a pretty shit disease, and
Yeah,
later in
definitely. Yeah.
life if
Yeah.
like, and I don't want to be a burden on the health system, like so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's goes straight to your phone then by an app.
yeah
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's actually like it's not FDA approved, like
Yeah.
it's build it yourself, set it up yourself, put all your profiles in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Like once you have a knowledge of diabetes, setting that up's fine. But no government will regulate it. Yeah.
right.
So like there are systems that are government regulated, but like they don't do nearly as good of a job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Well, that is so fascinating to know all of that about you, and like actually get to know the different perspectives of what it's like, especially getting to know you with the training, and like firsthand hearing that, you know, it doesn't actually really affect you that much if you look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're willing to have that patch on you because it keeps you alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like just having that different perspective on something like that. I've always had the perspective of I hate taking tablets. And my dad takes tablets because of his high cholesterol. And I've always said, man, I would hate to take tablets, but fuck, I would do it if I had to.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like, if it's going to keep you alive and it's going to keep you healthy and it's going to keep you strong, then you do it. You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I mean?
definitely. Like if you knew what the
Yeah.
other alternative of not taking them was, you'd
Yeah.
be like, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what do you reckon? Do you reckon that wraps up the conversation for today?
Yeah, I'm waiting for
Pretty
Roscoe
happy?
to get us these kebabs he was meant to be cooking us a while ago.
Thanks.
Fish sandwich.
Yeah, a fish sandwich, some fresh bread from the $10 bread maker.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah.
One day.
One day.
I don't have that machine anymore, so no, one day. I'll get it. I'll have to go and get another one.
Do it. We'll do
No,
it.
that's awesome. Well, that's going to wrap up the main discussion for today. What we did want to talk about was, well, firstly, thank you, Shauno,
No worries.
for sharing
Thanks for having me.
everything.
Big Shawnee.
Big Shauno, big Shawnee,
Shawnee.
Sean the sheep.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, you big lad, Sean,
Big boy.
big boy Sean.
I'll roll with all these nicknames.
Depending who you ask.
No, that's funny.
Hopefully not watching.
No.
Yeah, I'll just sink down here.
Yeah.
Set up.
No, that's funny. Well, thank you very much for listening to this second episode of That BJ Show. We're so delighted to have every single one here. We're really keen to see where this podcast goes. And if obviously you're listening at this point, you have listened all the way through to the end. So that is very, very, very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Again, I would like to reiterate that if you have any feedback for us, if you didn't like us ranting on, tell us. We're probably not going to listen.
No.
Because we're still going to rant.
It's our
and
podcast.
we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Pretty much.
But hey, man, that is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got a vision for this podcast, and it's to talk about as many things as we can that in life, and bring the different perspectives of life to so many different things. I can't speak today. It's
That's
great.
all right.
But anyway, it's fine. We should probably talk about how people can reach us, though. And do you remember all the social links there?
I absolutely do not, but let me give it a go. So Instagram and Facebook will be at That BJ Show. Mm-hmm. Email address is
TikTok.
And TikTok. TikTok. We set that up. Neither of us have any idea how to use that platform yet.
Please help.
So if you have any tips on, no pun intended, on how to use that. Currently, it's on my phone, just getting like notifications that I don't know what to do with. So, TikTok as well. Email address is thatbjshow@gmail.com.
That's correct.
Is there anything else? Facebook, Insta, YouTube, obviously, just...
Also the website at thatbjshow.com.
Yeah.
It's just a very simple website that's hosted by our hosting platform, and it gives you direct access to where our podcast is on every single platform.
Yeah.
So it gives you direct access to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all the other ones. you go to the website.
They're there. The list is there.
The list is there, and you can also listen to the podcast episodes directly through that if you would like to as well. Although most people decide to use Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yeah.
So yes, that's where you can find us.
Shawnee, got a tip of the week for us, mate?
I don't.
You don't?
I've had an hour and a half to think of one. I don't have anything.
J-Man over there, got a tip of the week?
I do have a tip of the week.
All right.
Yeah. If you want to start a podcast and you are trying to do the best audio that you can, do not hit your microphone about 5,000 times.
That's true. It's just so hard when it's right in front of you.
It is hard. That's what she said.
Very true.
It is.
Yeah. Isn't that right, Roscoe?
Off-show Roscoe. Thank you very much, Off-show Roscoe, for coming by and listening to the podcast too, live.
Just chilling over there in the corner.
He's got special treatment.
Yeah. And if you do remember adult pornos in video shops, let us know. That we're not the only ones that remember that.
Please.
I'm curious. Let me know your experiences. Were the tapes always working? Were they always like stopped at one point and not rewound?
Yeah.
Were they always stuck together? Like just stuff like that. Because
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. And,
Question of the week.
And if you're younger than, say, 30 and you have no recollection of that, just picture for a second walking into a video shop and there being a whole shelf of pornos right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. How awkward that would have been for certain people.
Trench coat.
Yeah.
What about you?
It did exist.
Yeah, that's funny. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Shauno. Thank you very much,
Cheers.
Off-show Roscoe.
Off-show Roscoe.
I cannot speak today.
That's right.
But that's what it is, the day in, day out of podcasting.
Mm-hmm. Some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail.
Hey, either way, you still get fucked.
Yeah, true.
And on that note, we should end the podcast.
No worries.
Don't.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just like this show.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Cheers.
just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, man.
If you want, mate.
It's all good.
You're not going to go on the pants just there?
It's all good. Sure.
Did you just say I can't concentrate anymore?
It's all good, man.
That's fucking funny. I can't concentrate.
This is the reason why we have 3 cameras.
Yeah.